What does Gaten Matarazzo think is the essential ingredient to any cake? How did Winona Ryder prepare for her first role as a mother? And what is Millie Bobby Brown's real-life superpower? Hi, I'm Dylan, and you're watching OSSA. Let's start. Gaten Matarazzo as Dustin. Apart from their obvious physical similarities through a medical condition called cleidocranial dysplasia, CCD, you could be forgiven for thinking Gaten and his on-screen character are the same guy. While Dustin's fandom of choice is Dungeons & Dragons, Gaten saves his geeking out for all things sci-fi and Star Wars. In addition, he's also a self-proclaimed Stephen King fanatic and appreciates the links between King's novels and the Stranger Things plot. The teenager is also somewhat of an old hand at acting, having first started his career on Broadway, despite not enjoying being the center of attention. In a decidedly un-Dustin move, however, Gaten has admitted that he enjoys baking, claiming that mayonnaise in a cake makes it better. While the jury is out on that, we wouldn't mind having a few slices to test that theory. If the baking tip didn't convince you that Gaten is a man of many talents, allow us to blow your socks off with this. He's also in a band. Like many of his fellow cast members, Gaten goes gaga for music and performs in a band called Work in Progress with his brother and sister. That's one talented family. McLaughlin as Lucas. Lucas is definitely the most serious member of the Kid Squad, although this may be a result of Caleb being the oldest of the four boys. While Lucas is better known for being an introverted tech geek, Caleb actually got his break in acting on Broadway and in operas. This dynamic young actor prepped for his scenes in the 80s by listening to 80s music. Not only did this work, but it inspired a love of 80s tunes. When he's not acting, Caleb is dancing, and actually studied dance in school. What's the biggest difference between Caleb and Lucas? Fashion, baby. While Lucas and the other boys sport the short shorts that were popular in the 80s throughout most of the show, Caleb fancies himself as quite the trendsetter, with a soft spot for expensive sneakers. When complimented on his look on the red carpet in January this year, Caleb told Access that no outfit is complete without the goods. And if you're wondering what the goods are, it's his signature scent. Sadie Sink as Max. Max made an appearance in the second season, boosting the number of female leads and making the feminist fans go wild. But did she know what she was getting into? Sadie told Vanity Fair that when she auditioned, she knew nothing about the role despite that her character was a tomboy with a skateboard, which required her to spend 3 hours a day with her board to perfect her skills. She may be new to the show, but she's no stranger to acting. Sadie knew both Gaten and Caleb through her time on Broadway, where she also picked up a love for singing. When she's not acting, Sadie is an outspoken vegan with a flair for fashion, and according to Millie Bobby Brown, the on-screen tomboy is actually the mom of the group behind the scenes. David Harbour as Jim Hopper. David said that he desperately loves playing the role of Hopper, and we can understand why. The dual role of gritty sheriff and Eleven's dad makes him a diverse and lovable character. David was originally attracted to Stranger Things because of his love of all things sci-fi and 80s, and even joked that he'd love to have played Eleven. That probably would have given the show a slightly different vibe. Hopper's character has a mysterious yet heartbreaking backstory, for which David used his own life experience as preparation for the role. In an interview with the Off-Camera Show, he admits that he struggled with alcohol addiction when he was younger and admitted to having been a horrible human being. Thankfully, he's sober and cooler than ever. Luckily for us, Netflix has confirmed that we'll see Hopper's dad bod again in the 4th season, and David told Bustle that in season 4, we will give you a big, huge reveal about Hopper's backstory, and we cannot wait. Finn Wolfhard as Mike. Mike may be the gang's leader and chief decision-maker, but the actor behind this iconic role considers himself a shy and quiet guy. If you don't know anything about this teen, we're about to bust the myth. Finn has a natural talent for being in front of an audience and being good at it. When he's not playing Mike, he's in a band called Calpurnia, where he's the lead singer and lead guitarist. As if that wasn't enough, he also plays the piano, guitar, drums, and harmonica. But wait, there's more. He's also branching out in the acting world, and has gone on to sign up for a few feature films after Stranger Things, including a new Ghostbusters film. It's great to see an actor come full circle, from playing a character so in love with Ghostbusters, remember the Halloween outfit from the first season, to actually becoming one. I guess Hollywood is a small world. Winona Ryder as Joyce. Winona Ryder needs no introduction and has an impressive list of films behind her name. However, Stranger Things was Winona's first jab at a television show, and also the first time she has played a mother. With no children of her own, she turned to her own mother for advice, telling NME that she relied on her mother's advice to best play Joyce. Joyce's task of keeping her family safe in Hawkins seems nearly impossible in this version of 1985 and required a great deal of emotion on the actress's part, and all of it is from the heart. Winona told Jimmy Kimmel that all Joyce's crying scenes in the first 2 seasons, and there were many, were hard, as she couldn't cheat with fake tears due to an allergy. So all the emotion is 100% real. Winona has admitted that she loves playing Joyce, and that may be because the two are quite similar. A bit of a technology noob, Winona has said, "I'm convinced that technology is going to make everybody go blind." And she also said that she can't imagine her life without the quiet solace of reading. Good thing she's not really in 1980s Hawkins, or she'd never have a moment's peace. Noah Schnapp as Will. If there was an award for the star least like his character, Noah's co-stars would probably nominate him for it. Will is the glue that holds the show together, and the link between many of the plot's secondary storylines. Despite this, he's not the character with the most screen time. So how much of the doe-eyed kid did Noah bring to his character? It turns out, not that much. Noah's about as unlike Will as he can be. He's a fun-loving, loud, extroverted kid with a flair for dancing. In fact, through his YouTube channel, he shares his daily life with over 3 million subscribers. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Noah was unanimously voted by his cast members as the life of the party, and also as the most accident-prone. Considering his love of dancing, the two may be related, unless it's just me that breaks ornaments when I'm breaking it down. No? Okay. When he's not playing the bull-haired Will, and you'll be pleased to know it's a wig, Noah's actually one half of a twin who loves to joke, sing, and prank his fellow cast members. Joe Keery as Steve. Would Stranger Things be anywhere near as epic without Steve, the Hair Harrington? We certainly can't picture it. His transformation from pretty boy jock to the best babysitter and teen mom in the universe was as epic as it was endearing. But what's Joe's take on the role? Prepare to have your heart warmed, OSSA fans, because the bromance between Steve and Dustin is overshadowed only by an equally awesome off-screen bromance between Gaten and Joe. Despite being a decade older than his co-star, Joe told Entertainment Weekly that the highlight of season 2 was working with Gaten. That's friendship goals right there, folks. Like many of his colleagues, Joe's also in a band called Post Animal, although he occasionally takes time off to film. When asked about his time on the show, Joe admitted that he's not as brave as Steve and wasn't a fan of the romance with Nancy. He does claim the hair though, an internet sensation he puts down to nothing more than good genes. Also, before you ask, no, he's not related to Ben Schwartz. Natalia Dyer as Nancy. Nancy's evolution from love-struck teen to a fierce and feminist journalist who helped save the world made her a fan favorite. Natalia has admitted that she has put a lot of herself into Nancy's character, and now considers Nancy to be pretty cool as far as older sisters go. While starring in Stranger Things has helped her reach her dream of becoming an actress, the show wasn't Natalia's first break, or first career choice. If you think she looks familiar, it may be because she had her first big break in the Hannah Montana movie. Natalia is arguably the character on the show most like her on-screen persona. Before she started rocking the world of Hollywood, Natalia considered journalism, just like her character Nancy. Luckily for us, she likes being in the limelight as much as we like seeing her there. While Nancy has some real challenges to work through, from a chauvinistic boss to the possible end of the world and her love triangle with Steve and Jonathan, Natalia's life isn't nearly as scary. In fact, when asked about her biggest fear, the actress told Vanity Fair, under a lie detector test, that she was terrified of flying. Charlie Heaton as Jonathan. While some fans were disappointed that Jonathan replaced Steve as Nancy's love interest, Charlie Heaton brought a lot of depth to his portrayal of Jonathan, making the character as likable as he is mysterious. We know him as an introverted, broody photographer who's just trying to find his place in the world and keep his family safe. But there's more to this actor than fans see on screen. For starters, he's British, with an accent and love of football to prove it. When he's not on screen, Charlie is way more extroverted than his character, and has even toured the UK with his band. Yep, this talented actor is also a drummer, with a self-confessed bad habit of drumming on any and every surface between takes. If you're wondering about his style, he's admitted that he identifies most with Animal, the Muppet drummer. Like his character, Charlie doesn't leave the house without a notebook and something to read. But unlike Jonathan, he wears glasses, can't live without music, and his favorite piece of fashion is his Arsenal supporters jersey. Who would have known? If you'd like to see more of this Brit, you're in luck, because he's just signed on to be part of the new X-Men movie. I guess he really does have a thing for sci-fi. Millie Bobby Brown as Eleven. Of all the Stranger Things cast, Millie is hands down the least like her character, and not just because she doesn't have psychic powers and wasn't raised in a secret government lab. But if we're being 100% honest, she's a bit of a superhero in her own right. This British beauty has become a goodwill ambassador, proving that she can make the world a better place without telekinesis. While Eleven has spent most of her life in hiding and with minimal contact with other humans, Millie is an extrovert of the highest order. While all of the cast members have admitted to being true friends behind the scenes, which is a good thing when you spend upwards of 10 hours together every day, Millie's real BFF is actually Noah. Despite their limited scenes together, the two are inseparable off-screen. The Stranger Things creators have a knack for collecting talented young actors, and Millie is no exception. When she's not acting, modeling, and being interviewed, she's also flexing her music muscles and admits that she loves to sing. In fact, she even rapped alongside Drake in a 2017 concert, and all this despite being deaf in one ear. If, like us, you can't wait for the next season of Stranger Things, you can get your fix by watching the cast in other projects. So, what do you think will happen when we go back to Hawkins for season 4? Let us know in the comments, and until then, stay awesome!